Welcome back to Roaming with Restless Women. Today, I believe I've met my soul sister. Her name is Ahriana Platten. She's a sacred rebel disguised as your favorite wise woman. And y'all all know this whole journey that I've been on with the podcast is about wise women. She's comfortable in boardrooms as much as she is chanting around a bonfire. She's prayed in ancient temples across 5 continents, led rituals in ghost towns, cool, river rafts, and on ski slopes, and believes the divine feminine doesn't whisper. She roars, she laughs, and she rewrites the rules. That's why I said she's my soul sister. Welcome, Ariana. I'm so happy to have you.
I'm delighted to be here, Julie. Thank you so much. I feel the same way already.
We literally, guys, we spent probably 5 minutes before we started recording, just immediately connecting and talking about women of our age and the things that we are facing. So we're going to have a great conversation today. I can't wait. So tell me about what you do for a living, Dr. Platten.
That's always such a loaded question because I do so many things.
Right.
Uh, I work, I'm kind of bivocational in that I work in the business world as a business consultant, and I work in the spiritual world as an educator, speaker, and teacher. I'm an author. I work specifically with women, very often in the field of sacred menopause, which I know is for some women, those two words do not belong together. Um, and I'm in the business world now at the current time. I'm working in retreat design and retreat production and facilitation, which is a work of my soul, deep work of my heart, bringing people into real immersive space to create,
Yeah.
open up to new possibilities.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you have help with that on the logistical side because
Thank you.
that's one thing I can come up with great stuff for retreats and fun exercises and deep immersive stuff, but man, those details, the logistics kill me every time.
Yeah. Yeah, logistics are definitely a consideration, just moving people from one
Hmm.
place to another calmly, because when you go into those immersive experiences, it opens you up and you need to be able to move in that space gently and in a safe
Yeah.
way. So you have to train a staff to do that. But I'm really
Hmm.
blessed. I'm working out in Oregon at the Ground, which is a remarkable retreat center where the staff, the land, the whole kind of ecosystem is designed for that. So I just get to slide in.
Wow. So, okay. So, how did you start getting into designing retreats? In particular, how did you hone in on retreats for women, particularly in business?
Yeah, I've been both participating in retreats for so long and creating retreats for so long that I don't know that I could tell you where that began for me. It's
Okay.
been going on for so long. When I say so long, like I'm 65, I think I probably did my first retreat in my 20s.
Yeah.
So really, like, can you believe there are things we've done for 40 years?
Seriously, I know the feeling.
It's mind-boggling. But
Yeah.
I can tell you that what I think is really important about retreats right now and why the whole retreat process is so important to me is that our world has become very separated and isolated. We do a lot of this, and I love this. I It's like
Hmm.
Jetsons for me, right? We can get online and see each other. It's so cool. And there is something really remarkable about what happens when you bring a group of women together in the same room at the same time with exercises and processes and intimate connection that drops us into a state of wholeness and interaction that we can't create on our own.
I think touch. When we talk about the senses, when we are communicating electronically, I have made some of the best friends in my life, just by knowing people like this,
Mhm.
online. But I've also had the opportunity to meet some of those people in real life. And the difference in the relationship, it was very deep and very awesome and very vulnerable and challenging and supportive before, but it's almost 100 times more when you've actually hugged that person, when you've actually looked them straight in the eye, um, and you know how tall they are, and you're standing beside them and you realize, wow, I thought so and so was really, really tall, and she's not as tall as I am. There's just something about picking up on the whole person, the body language, and the touch that is so important when you're talking about women supporting women.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think I do a lot of teaching around the four subtle body, that we are not
Mm,
physical, but we're emotional, we're spiritual, we're mental. And so in this kind of environment, we tend to relate on the mental level.
hmm
But our body picks up so many signals from each other. We and our emotions connect there is a real energy to emotions that flows between people when they're in proximity. And then to be able to embrace someone, to look in their eyes, to even just not an embrace, if you're not a huggy person, sometimes a hand on the shoulder or a hand on someone else's hand can be the most comforting, calm,
hmm
soothing, connecting thing in the world. And we don't have all those environments when we're sitting behind the screen.
Absolutely. So tell me about your favorite exercise or your favorite modality that you use in some of these retreats, particularly with your sacred menopause, as you call it.
And this that I'm going to share with you is true in every retreat that I do. And it is in particular why I'm out here at the ground this year, because there are ancient teachings about our connection to the earth and our ability to actually look at the earth as a living, breathing, moving, interactive collaborator in life. So there are so many lessons to teach, and one of the things that are not taught by me, that are taught by the planet. And one of my favorite things
Mhm.
to do is to get people outside to interact with nature. So recently, this week, I led a meditation, and we were able to look out through a big, beautiful glass door out, and it was a little chilly outside, or we might have been outside. But to look out at this beautiful pasture full of wildflowers and to consider what is holding them up, which is that deep root base, and how all of those roots are coming together under the ground in the invisible part of life. And then to talk with one another about what is invisible in our life, what is rooting
Oh,
us and holding us that is in the invisible realm, so that here we look upright and strong and beautiful. But boy, underneath us is a connection to our ancestral understanding, is a connection to our home life, our partners, our family, our history, our lessons, our wisdom, all of that that roots us strong, so that when the winds of life come through and move us, we can gracefully dance in that instead of falling over.
wow, I love that. Thinking about rootedness and the whole discussion around being grounded. Um, I think, and this is really funny that I told you I was a Southern girl. So, being a Southern girl and growing up on a farm,
Mhm,
we didn't wear shoes in the summer. May 1st was literally the first day we were allowed to go barefoot.
mhm.
And that was a big celebration in my family. It's barefoot day. It's barefoot day. So from that point, we didn't have clogs. We didn't have flip-flops. We just ran around barefoot. And I didn't realize how important that was to me for a long time. When I was in corporate America and I had to wear the heels and all of that stuff, I really missed that intimate connection with my feet in the grass, my feet on the dirt down here in Florida, my feet in the sand,
Mhm.
and how much it really nourished me.
And there's science to back that up today. I mean, when we were
Right.
kids, you didn't hear a lot about that, but
Mm-mm.
there are whole fields of study that explain to us what happens in our body, that how we reduce inflammation, how the
Oh,
vagus nerve
yeah.
calms, all of this simply by being barefoot, right?
Yes.
On
Yes.
the earth, feet on the earth, feet in the grass, feet connected, because there's a symbiosis between us and the planet. We're not parasitic. You hear that a lot,
Right.
that we're just parasitic,
Yeah.
but we're
Some
not
of our
really.
actions are,
Correct. It's the way we
unfortunately.
live
Right.
makes us puts us in an off balance relationship with the earth. But when we connect to the planet on all those subtle levels that I talked about earlier,
Yeah.
physically and mentally through our observation and our willingness to connect, and emotionally and even spiritually, to understand that we carry a light down into the earth, and the earth gives something that comes back up into us. When we connect in that way,
Mhm.
our whole being begins to come into balance and clarity, and we become really truly healthier. And that's,
Yes.
can tell us this now is a wonderful thing, but our grandmothers and great grandmothers, and mostly our great 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 grandmothers, they knew this
Hmm.
already. They didn't need science to prove it. They lived it. They knew it.
Well, it's one of those things that they knew it, but it was an unconscious knowing.
Yes. There wasn't anything else. This is how you live.
Exactly. Exactly. But you miss it when it's not there.
That's right.
It's one of those things that you miss when it's not there. You're exactly right. So tell me about Sacred Menopause. I know you just released a book. You said it was released in January. So folks, I want you to go and get this book. I'll put a link in the show notes. But talk to us about all of us who are either perimenopause, menopause, or if there is such a thing, postmenopause. I don't think there is, but
Yeah.
tell us about your focus on this population and why.
Yeah, I'm very happy to. There are so many reasons that this subject is important. And um, I will start by saying my time in menopause was very difficult. My husband and I struggled. I struggled. There was a lot, and I'm 65 now, so that was 15 years ago. And there wasn't a lot of support. There's more support
Right.
in today, which is fabulous. We are opening up to deeper conversation. We're really understanding a lot more about the physical aspects, and we're understanding a little bit more too about the brain fog. There's been some great books released and some great studies released on the way the brain changes during menopause, but we're still not talking about it on a spiritual level. And that's really, this
Right.
book really invites you to understand that the whole menopause experience, well, let me say it this way. Our bodies are designed to give birth to babies. That
Yeah.
is a remarkable, amazing, miraculous thing that can happen inside of us. That, like, when you just stop to think about the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
wired for that, we are a portal that allows a soul to enter a physical form and come into the world. Oh my God. So, why would we think that after we were created with all of that, that we would also be created with a time of life called the curse,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Well,
Why would
and periods were considered a curse.
all of that,
All
right?
of it, all of it. Being a
Right.
woman.
It was a perhaps a curse to men, right? Like, we are difficult during periods and during menopause. There are big changes happening. We are not designed to be the same at any point in life. It's not
No.
the way our rhythms work. So there's a natural thing that happens for us. This perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause for the rest of your life period of change is a time that you move from actively creating, nourishing, and caring for children and projects to moving to a place where you move the wisdom of that out into the world. And coming into our wisdom takes analyzing all the different aspects of the life we've lived. When we're
Mm-hmm.
in menopause, we dig up all of our old stuff. So how do we process through that? So this book it explains that process like a wise woman walking next to you, but it also gives you lots of reflective prompts so that you actually have questions to begin to figure out what is important
Oh, love
about the
that.
life you've lived. And then in addition, there are ceremonies scattered that you all throughout the book that you can do for yourself. And they're as simple as lighting a candle and journaling, or creating a line in the sand that you're going to stand on this side of as you are now and actually walk across in celebration of the new place you're going. So some of them are more complicated, some of them are really easy, and none of them are required. There tools and processes to help you move through this really challenging time in a way that has meaning and value and takes you on a journey. And so a lot of times when women hear sacred menopause, they check out, they go, I'm already through that. I am
They think of it as a biological thing,
correct.
and it's not.
It is not. It is not. And although there's lots of biology to it,
Oh, yeah.
I certainly want to honor the women who work in that field and help us go through the biology of it. I
Right.
also want to say that when we get to postmenopause, and the bleeding is complete, we are still in a point of transition that lasts many years after that
Yes.
and brings us into a place of feeling different, expressing differently, and moving through life differently. And I will,
Hmm.
as I always do for anyone who's in the heat of it, the literal heat of it,
Yeah.
you will love yourself on the other side of this in a whole new way you can't even imagine right now.
Well, and there are so many women that I know, and myself included, that that don't get over into the other side. So my mother, for instance, she was 82 when she passed, or 83 when she passed earlier this year. She never lost the hot flashes
Mhm.
because they wouldn't treat her for other reasons with HRT or anything. I too, I most of the women in my family continue with symptoms well beyond when the bleeding has stopped,
Mhm.
including the brain fog and the hot flashes and the buckets of sweat. So those physical manifestations can follow you the whole rest of your life, even while you have become this new person.
Yeah.
It's really, it can be challenging, but it's a decent reminder every once in a while that uh, you've been through and you've got it, girl. You've got that wisdom.
And I would offer even more than that. I would offer that it's an opportunity as these things remind us of where we've been, of the more intense period of that, and now
Yeah,
occasionally have a hot flash, or we
right.
will. Believe me, ladies, if you're in it, we do continue to have these things, but not anywhere near
No,
was when
no.
you're in the heat of it. But those
Hmm.
things are reminders to come back. Like when you're in brain fog, the body has wisdom.
Yes,
The body says, take time for yourself. Now is not a
right.
time to think about it. Now is a time to feel into it. Now is a time to open your heart in a new way. Now is a time to walk barefoot and get yourself reconnected, right?
Or allow yourself to rest.
Yes. So there are
Absolutely.
things that we need to be wise women. it's not, this is not it's not just a name. It's not just,
Right.
don't wear this on your hat when you go out. I am the wise woman.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Let's
a,
not do hats. I can't do hats.
it's a, it's a living presence that you
Yeah.
hold in the world, a calm, a centeredness, a connectiveness, and also a quiet. In our wise women years, we often are waiting for the invitation. Someone comes to us and says, "What would you do if this was you?" And then we say, "Well, it was me once. And here's what I did. I don't know if that will work for you or not, but this is the wisdom I carry that I can offer you." It's a
Exactly.
very, very different kind of caring for the world than what we did when we were giving our children or the people who worked for us really strong directives.
Right.
This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is what I want from you is very different than the wise women time when we say, "Let me tell you a little story about something that happened to me, and maybe it'll
Right.
help you."
Take
And
it for what it is
that's
and
right.
create your own journey.
And that's why we love our grandmothers so much,
Oh my
because
gosh,
our
yes.
grandmothers didn't have to tell us. They told us their stories. And I know not
Yes.
everyone had that grandma, but we sure all wished we did.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Wow. So how can people get a hold of you?
It's really easy. First of all, if you put in Ariana Platten in Google, you will find me. It's
Okay.
I'm I've been doing this a really long time, so I'm searchable, really easily searchable. My book is available on Amazon. That's the best
Okay.
way to get it, the easiest way to get it, or you can order it through me through my website, which is called A Soulful World, and it's two L's. Soulful,
Okay.
two L's, because that's what we're doing is filling the soul with the work here. So a soulfulworld.com. You can find me on all the social media channels. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm all over the place.
Oh, wonderful. Most of us are these days, that's
That's
for
right.
sure. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, feel like I could talk to you for hours and hours and hours and days and days. Maybe I have to come to one of your retreats one time.
I'd love that.
And I would love to as well. But I do have three questions that I ask everybody at the end of every episode. And we're coming up on time, so I'm going to start those. If you can close your eyes and describe what you see in your mind's eye when I say wise woman.
Mm, yeah. There is a picture, there's a story called The Descent of Inanna. And
Okay.
in that story, a beautiful queen walks down the stairs into the underworld, and her crown is removed, her her robes are removed. She is stripped of all her scepter, everything, to go down into a place where she is raw and open. And when she learns compassion for that, she has the ability to come up back into the world. And that is so much the wise woman journey, that we're stripped of so
Yes.
many things we were important and get down to the raw, real self. And then we find our true wisdom. So that's what
That's
I
a
see in Nana.
wow. That's a beautiful story. Thank you. Oh, I love it. Okay. So my next question is, where do you like to roam?
Oh my gosh. You know, I last year my husband and I took 6 months and we traveled. We just traveled because we wanted to make sure we
Wonderful.
were young enough to do it. And so we stepped out of our lives and we went to Mexico, Italy, Uganda, Bali, Portugal. We were Spain. We were all over the place. So I like to roam the planet. Where I would like to roam next is I'd like to spend a little time in Scotland. And I also
Mm,
go to New Zealand. So those are on my soon to roam future plans.
beautiful. I love that. My husband and I did something similar. We several years ago we bought an RV, sold everything from our house, and went and traveled the United States for 2 years just in the RV. We still worked, but on our jobs. But when we weren't working, we were exploring this great country. This country is so diverse and so beautiful geographically and people wise. So I
And
was really pleased to do that.
I love what you said about working on the way because Mark and I worked as well. And
Yeah.
I just want to say that out loud and point it out to anybody who thinks, oh, I could never, I can't do this. You can do it. It takes a little creative pursuit, but you can do it and still hold on to your career and do all the things that you want to
Oh,
do. For
yeah.
6 months was just the right amount of time. So, yeah.
2 years was just the right amount of time. And then my daughter, who wasn't supposed to be able to get pregnant, got pregnant and had a baby. And I very quickly settled right back down to be close
I,
to her and the baby.
I understand.
Yeah, that's for sure. My final question is, what makes you restless, but in a good way?
I think every time I get ready to go in to lead a retreat, I get restless. And in that way, that is inviting all the forces of the universe, all the guides, guardians, carers, angels, however you refer to that, above
Yeah,
who are coming to please, come through me, come around me, inspire me. Let me make sure that what I deliver is really in tune with
hmm,
this new group of people because it's easy sometimes to step into a pattern and we've always
right.
this way. And so my work is meant to customize to the needs of the people that attend on any given day. And I get kind of restless in that, and it reminds me to like sit, be still, open, invite, and then trust.
Beautiful. I love that. And I totally get having been, a or being a public speaker, trainer, teacher, leader. I totally get that need to forget what I have done in the past because this is an entirely new group of people and it's an entirely new experience for them. It's like if I used to be in theater and we had to produce a show that would touch that audience every single time we performed it.
Mhm.
That's hard to do if you're not able to be open like you just described.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
different audience. We have different needs. The same topic can bring forth all different kinds of people.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's the joy of being alive and having conversations like this.
Agreed. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you for being on this
Ah,
episode. The wise women in my community and our community are y'all are going to just so enjoy reading her book, looking at her website, taking a look at what all she's been doing. So please go out, look at the show notes, and take a look at all of the information we have there for you. And thank you for being with us.
such a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thanks. Julie Noonan here. Thank you so much for listening to Roaming with Restless Women. If you're a successful senior woman leader who would like to be on this program, please visit podcast.intuitivewisdomcoach.com. If you enjoyed this interview, please share this episode on social media and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. Your thumbs ups and reviews go a long way.